Alright, this time it works okay. We actually got it right away. I pressed record and it's good now. Alright, so we have two battles this time. This one actually happened first. Mike versus Mandy. The Gainesville Goudreaus taking on the New York Muse. And then the other battle that happened was the Villa Toros taking on the Tampa Bay Infernapes. Both of them were actually very good doubles battles. Although Mike was not heavy with this one, and we'll see why in a moment. Jellicent and Deoxys starts off against Gyarados and Ribombee. Actually, I didn't even go over the teams. Oh my, oh my, oh my! The Muse decided to bring Gyarados, Ribombee, Latias, Landorus, Arcanine, and Silvally, while Mandy decided to bring Thundurus, Hitmontop, Deoxys, Jellicent, and Aromatisse. Anyway, Gyarados decides to switch out into Silvally Grass as Jellicent decides to protect, seeing what he wants to do, as Deoxys decides to go for a Nasty Plot as a Tailwind comes out from the Ribombee. Switches out into Aromatisse on the Moonblast, which does go out to be his stash. However, Silvally's right there to pick up the pieces and go for a Thunderbolt. Thundurus does come out, goes for a Moonblast on the Thundurus, not able to take it out, as an Ice Beam is able to do 48 and gets the freeze. However, there is the Healer ability, which does thaw out the Thundurus, but that does forces him to switch out into Jellicent on the Moonblast, eats it up for breakfast. Just ate that Moonblast. Latias just come out from the parting shop, as now both screens are up from the Aromatisse, as Reflect type comes out as well. Very nice indeed, as unfortunately the Moonblast still crits and the special attack does drop. Pollen Puff does heal up the Latias a little bit, as another just eating it up from the Jellicent. Look at that, as another Moonblast does do a good 20% as well. Both the Ribombee and the Latias are now poisoned. Another Pollen Puff comes out, trying to Ice Beam this time, trying to get the freeze. It doesn't matter anyway because of the Scald anyway, as they're double teaming into the Ribombee this time. Ribombee this time just goes for a Tailwind, another Thunderbolt, not able to do as much as well. Finally, the Ribombee does in fact die, allowing a Heal Pulse to come out on the Jellicent, so all of those attacks were for naught. Arcanine does come out. Jellicent decides to protect, see what he wants to do, as now he's going to double team the Aromatisse. Does get the paralysis, but cannot get the poison. Ah, that's so huge. And you can see Mike's actually really pissed off, trying to double team the Aromatisse now, as Latias finally will die to toxic damage, as they're also double teaming the Arcanine, who is now at 43%. Hoobie now comes out. The Gyarados goes for a Dragon Dance, as another Flamethrower is doing a lot to Aromatisse. Scald is finally able to take out the Arcanine, as well as Heal Pulse does in fact fail, probably predicting a crunch or something, as Silvally comes out. Gyarados goes for the Sub-Zero Slammer, taking out the Aromatisse. Thunderbolt only does 23 to the Jellicent, as a Toxic also hits the Gyarados as well. Hitmontop comes out, nullifies the Moxie boost that the Gyarados had, goes for a Protect, seeing what he wants to do, as a Fake Out does in fact come out, goes for a Thunderbolt on the Jellicent, again only 25%, as now Silvally is poisoned as well. Silvally decides to switch out into Landorus, getting Intimidate on the Hitmontop, and also a free switch in for a Earthquake. Rock Slide only does 20% to the Gyarados, 8% to Landorus. As I already need a drink after this, and I still have another battle. Protect on the Jellicent, seeing what he wants to do there, as another Earthquake brings the Hitmontop down to 43%. 42, excuse me, as the Calm Mind comes out from the Landorus, which is huge. As now Gyarados does in fact die to toxic damage, but that allows Silvally to come out, goes for a Earth Power, not able to pick up the kill, neither with the Thunderbolt, as Toxic does hit the Landorus, as also a Scald from the Jellicent as well. Getting some leftover recoveries as the Toxic is doing its effect, going for a Protect on the Jellicent as an Earth Power, and another Thunderbolt, this time to the Hitmontop, not able to take it down, as we see Seismic Toss on the Hitmontop, bringing the Silvally down little by little, more so for the Toxic, as Earth Power is finally able to take out the Jellicent, but the damage has already been dealt, as another Seismic Toss onto the Silvally brings it down to 5% after the toxic damage. Thundurus does come out, goes for the Hidden Power Ice on the Landorus, as now Daddy Dark goes for the Ice Beam to lower the differential, as Seismic Toss is able to take out the Silvally. What a play by Jellicent, picking up 4 kills in that game. Hitmontop with 1, Thundurus with 1. And we're going to go on to the next battle real quick, here in Week 3, as we see the Tauros bringing Pelipper, Swampert, Kabutops, Goodra, Genesect, and Cradilly versus Omega's Bronzong, Heatran, Tapu Fini, and Zapdos with Dragonite and Lucario. Why do I always do that? I don't know why. As we see Bronzong and Heatran starting off against Cradilly and Pelipper. Protect from Heatran to start off does not want to take a Scald, as the Scald does come out, but unfortunately she forgot that Storm Drain worked like that, where she just sucks in all the water types. So forces out into Goodra now, as Pelipper decides to protect, predicting a Hidden Power Electric, which exactly does come out, as also Sun comes out in the Trick Room, which means a protect from Heatran, Toxic on Goodra, as we see a Rain Dance Goodra with Hydration, although that does not really matter, because now Kabutops comes in, Swampert Mega Evolves, but Sunny Day with Solar Beam does in fact take out the Swampert first turn, which is very unfortunate, as Pelipper comes out as well. Kabutops decides to go for Protect, as the same move happens again, but this time on the Kabutops, with now Trick Room ending, as Scald only does 17% with the crit and the Pasha Berry in the rain. Goodra comes out as Heatran decides to protect, as a knockoff does in fact hit the Bronzong, getting rid of the Guava Berry, which is very huge, as the Trick Room does in fact come up again. Psychic not doing a whole lot, Heat Wave not doing a lot either, predicting the Protect on the Kabutops, as Rain Dance Liquidation comes out on the Heatran. Now I do want to pause it right here, and I do want to say to Omega, I'm not taking anything away from your battle, you did great. I just want to say one thing, you had no reason to Heat Wave there. Yeah, like, it's probably obvious that the Kabutops protects right there, but if you go for the Sunny Day, you just win after that. Like, you had no reason not to go for fuck. Solar Beam right there. Like, it's the only play that you could have gone. But anyway, because of that move, I'm gonna call it a choke, although it wasn't that huge. Because of that choke, the battle does continue, as we see another Psychic on the Goodra, not doing a lot at all, as Sludge Wave trying to get some poison on the Zapdos, obviously not going to be able to do anything, as we see Protect on the Kabutops. Switches out into Tapu Fini from the Bronzong, getting up the Misty Terrain, switching out into Cradilly so he can protect himself from the Thunder, which in fact does come out, as I need to blow my nose after this. Cradilly decides to switch out in Genesect, predicting a not Thunder move, but also to help with the Sludge Wave that also came out to hit the Tapu Fini as well. The Papa Berry does in fact pop, as well as the Heal Pulse, putting the Zapdos up to 100, and he still goes for the Thunder on the Cradilly, which does turn out to be the Genesect. Basically stacking off the Genesect, goes for an Ice Beam on the Zapdos, trying to get the freeze, unfortunately not able to do that, as Genesect does in fact go down, as a Sludge Wave onto the Zapdos, does in fact get the poison this time, but it already did its damage, taking out the Genesect. Staying at 24%, Kabutops does come out, goes for a Protect, predicting the Thunder. I did remember that, so I'm pretty proud of myself. As a Grass Knot actually comes out to the Kabutops, not able to kill, obviously, because of the Protect, as Rain Dance comes out yet again. Continental Crush on Tapu Fini, trying to pick up the kill, unfortunately was not able to, as Grass Knot is able to take out the Kabutops, as we are now... Sludge Wave takes out the Tapu Fini. So now we are sitting at 3 versus 4, as Lucario also comes out, as well as Trick Room happened last turn. Goes for Protect, seeing what he wants to do, as a Scald onto Lucario is not going to do a thing at all, as a Rain Dance again predicting the Sunny Day. As Bronzong goes for the Trick Room to get the stuff back to normal, as Dragon Pulse and Scald onto the Bronzong does in fact take it out, as Zapdos dies to the rocks upon switch in. Dragonite does come out, as well as Lucario. Goes for the Draconium Z right off the bat. Devastating Drake does in fact take out the Goodra as Swords Dance on the Lucario, as we see Icy Wind from the Pelipper, slowing down both Dragonite and Lucario, but is it enough for the Pelipper and the Cradily? As Dragon Claw not able to pick up the kill on the Pelipper, Close Combat is able to pick up the kill on the Cradily. The only chance Tauros has, if they kill right here, no, he was not able to. Double team on the Pelipper is able to pick up the KO. And the Infernape, with an incredible battle, just barely picks up the win, 2-0. Great battle. I know Omega really enjoyed the game. He even said great game right there. I really enjoyed helping Sierra with this, like, uh, telling her, not telling her what to do. I don't want to say that because I really didn't. Just like, I really wanted to because it was such a fun game just to watch and to, like, be so close to being a part of. It was such a good game uh, to watch, definitely. But anyway, we're on to the next battle. Thank you guys for watching. What's going on, guys? This is battles 3, 4, and 5, where we have the Registealers taking on the Kartanas, Magmitans and the Tentacles, and the Bouffalons versus the Rapidash. The Kartanas decided to bring Tapu Lele, Mega Alakazam, Alola Muck, Talonflame, Hawlucha, and Salazzle, while the Registealers decided to bring Tapu Bulu, Aegislash, Rayonacliffe, Mega Blastoise, Honchkrow, and Kyurem. Very interesting battle to see both Tapus facing off against each other. I think we're also going to see the Finny and Coco take place later for both these two opponents, I do believe. I'm not entirely sure off the top of my head. I'm most likely wrong. But anyway, let's get started in this pretty fun battle as Lele and Muck decide to lead off against Kyurem and Mega Blastoise. As I burp, excuse me. Blastoise decides to go for a Protect, as Psychic would have been doing a lot of damage, as Earth Power does do a pretty good chunk to Alola Muck, but does get rid of the Assault Vest in exchange, and also get the Poison, so who really won in that little turn right there? Rock Slide does come out from the Kyurem, doing pretty decent chunk, but also getting the flinch, but also getting hurt by the Poison. He decides to switch out into H-Slash, taking Dazzling very well, but not the Honchkrow at all, living on 16, able to kill the Muck, but also killing himself in the process, allowing Mega Blastoise to come out yet again with Salazzle. Aegislash decides to go for Protect this time, as I do believe Hidden Power Electric or Grass hits Mega Blastoise to let the Psychic take it out, allowing Reuniclus to come in, as also Aegislash decided to switch out into Kyurem, able to eat the Shadow Ball pretty nicely, but does get the special defense drop, as Trick Room also comes out for the first time today. Reuniclus decides to go for, actually gets hit by a Brave Bird, goes for a Shadow Ball on the top of Lele, which is not going to do anything behind to protect, as Draco Meteor unfortunately misses, allowing Kyurem to go down. Kartana's leading 5-3. Aegislash does come out yet again. Talonflame's able to live a Psychic, and Salazzle's able to live a Shadow Claw. Reuniclus is now able to take it out, but also got taken out by a Brave Bird from Talonflame, also taking himself out at the same time. Bulu and Lele come out for the Bulu comes out for the first time, excuse me, as Shadow Claw is able to kill the Salazzle. Trick Room still up for yet one more turn, allowing Lele to be unprotected for one turn. Iron Head is doing crazy damage to the Hawlucha, and the Bloom Doom comes out, taking out the Tapu Fini with the crit. Don't think the crit really matters, but anyway, Lele is dead, and it is tied 2-2. Alakazam Mega Evolves, traces the Grassy Seed, which allows Tapu Bulu to, well, doesn't allow it to live the hit, but it does live the hit, goes for a Rock Slide, able to take out Hawlucha, great damage to the Mega Alakazam. The very next turn, Alakazam this time goes for a Psychic on the Bulu, but allowing himself open for the Shadow Claw from H-Slash, taking it out, and Hoobi actually lost. I'm very surprised about that. But anyway, we'll go on to the next one, where we have the Tentacles bringing Lurantis, Vivillon, Mega Deontay, Miss Magius, Incineroar, and Crobat, while Loosey Goosey and the Magmitans decided to bring Crocodile, Tapu Koko, Amoonguss, Politoed, Kingdra, and Ludicolo. Because my nose is clogged up, I want to finish this up as fast as I can, as Politoed and Ludicolo start off against Vivillon and Incineroar. Vivillon. It just doesn't sound right. Switches out into Crobat as a fake out onto Vivillon. Obviously not going to do anything because of the ability, as Sleep Powder hits the Politoed. Decides to switch out into Crocodile, doesn't know what the Crobat is. It sees that it is a physical Crobat, but does get the poison on the Cross Poison. They decided to double out into the Ludicolo, seeing that it was in fact a threat. But the Crocodile ate both hits, lived on 41 after the poison. Nice play by the Tentacles, switching out into Incineroar to get the Intimidate off, as Politoed is still asleep after turn 3. Turn 4, we see Crocodile switching out into Tapu Koko, going for a Protect from Incineroar, as a Hurricane does in fact hit the Tapu Koko. Politoed does wake up, goes for a Scald on the protecting Incineroar, switches out into Mismagius, as a Thunder does in fact hit the Vivillon, and a Scald hits Mismagius pretty nicely as Crobat comes out, fearing a Scarf Crobat, decides to go out into Crocodile as a Cross Poison only does about 10% damage. Thunderbolt does do massive damage on the Politoed. Scald is not able to take out the Crobat, but does in fact get the burn, leaving it at about 46% for that turn, as a Crobat decides to go for Protect, and so does Politoed. Energy Ball from Mismagius does in fact take out the Crocodile, leaving it 5-5. Crobat does get some burn damage, but with leftovers, it doesn't really matter too much, as Tapu Koko comes in, lives a Cross Poison crit, goes for a Thunder, and takes out the Crobat. With the Thunderbolt, though, Amoonguss is able to live from the Mismagius very nicely, as Incineroar comes out yet again, forces to switch out into Politoed, as a Protect comes out for Tapu Koko. Shadow Ball is able to take out the Politoed pretty nicely, as a Bulldoze is not going to do anything to Mismagius because of Levitate, and nothing to Koko because of Protect. Incineroar decides to Protect right here, as a Scald, he does in fact hit the Mismagius, taking it out, as well as a Z-move onto the protecting Incineroar, not able to do a whole lot because of the Protect, but I do believe it was worth it. Lurantis does take the hit with a crit, wow, I don't know why I said that so weird. But does die to the U-turn, switching out to Amoonguss as Incineroar and Mega Deontay, the only two left. Mega Deontay, Mega Evolves, as Incineroar decides to go for Protect. Kingdra does hit the Deontay with Muddy Water, taking it out first turn, as Incineroar obviously not going to take anything from the Giga Drain from Amoonguss. Scald able to pick up the kill from Incineroar. So a backup win, or a win nonetheless, I should say, from Loosey Goosey. Alright, last up for now, we have the Rapidash is bringing Rotom Frost, Beedrill, Mega Beedrill, Dragalge, Snorlax, Slurpuff, and Hoopa versus Mega Sharpedo, Celesteela, Infernape, Landorus, Licky, and Cofagrigus. Infernape and Celesteela decided to start off against Hoopa and Dragalge. Switches out into Snorlax, fearing an Earthquake, in which actually does come out, but that does leave Infernape invulnerable to a Psychic, which does in fact take out the Infernape. Hoopa is able to live the Heavy Slam, but only at 14%. Sharpedo comes out, goes for Protect, trying to get the speed boost up, as Focus Blast does in fact hit the Protect, but that does allow Hoopa to die from Celesteela's Heavy Slam, not Earth Slam. Snorlax decides to go for a Curse, as Sharpedo says a Mega Evolve, goes for the Crunch, does see a Rocky Helmet on the Rotom, goes for a Discharge, and does not pick up any kill whatsoever. Snorlax is then seeded from Celesteela, as Celesteela is going back up to about 75% health. Slurpuff does come in as a Crunch, hits the Rotom, taking it out, but also taking himself out with the Rocky Helmet, as Heavy Slam is able to take out the Slurpuff. Next up, Cofagrigus comes out for the first time today. Snorlax and Dragalge come out as well. Leech Seed is able to seed the Dragalge, as Hydro Vortex is only doing 17% to the Celesteela. Snorlax does have Rest with the Lumberry, but however, staying asleep was probably the best option for him, as Will-O-Wisp does in fact hit the Snorlax, and he does not go to sleep for the rest of the game. Both Snorlax and Dragalge are seeded as well. Goes for another curse, as a Will-O-Wisp does in fact miss the Dragalge, although it's not that big of a deal, as Celesteela is basically up to full after leftovers and recovery. Heavy Slam does do pretty good damage, as Draco Meteor again does hit the Celesteela, only for 6% though, as another Haze comes out from the Cofagrigus, allowing Snorlax to go for yet another curse. Oh my. Getting burned and Leech Seed damage, goes for a Heavy Slam, able to take out the Dragalge for the third kill today for Celesteela. Another Haze does come out, which Snorlax then just goes for the Curselax. Anyway, Beedrill does come out the last 2 months. Maggie evolves and goes for a Tailwind before doubling out into it with a Heavy Slam and then a knockoff right after that, leaving just 4 on 1. Yeah, this but eventually gonna wear him down. This turn actually goes for a Heavy Slam, not able to take it out. But then at the same time, Haze does take it out the stat boost, but it doesn't really matter because Leech Seed is able to take out the Snorlax. Anyway, moving on to the next battle. Thank you guys for watching. Alright guys, so we are here for battles number, I want to say, 6, 7, and 8, I believe, because there's only one more left. There's 9 battles a week, so yeah, 6, 7, and 8. I think I did them in order of who did it first and everything, but I'm not entirely sure. We have the Toronto Bayleafs taking on the Inglorious Gliagars, the Charlotte Beedrills, and the Holland Heracross, and finally the Charlotte Wallbreakers taking on the Miami Magic Carps. We'll start with this first one right here, where we have the Gligar's bringing a Slaking, Alakazam, Scizor, Roserade, Rotom, Heat, and Thundurus, while the Bayleys are bringing Entei, Donphan, Mienshao, Jirachi, Scyther, and Oricorio Sensu. Let's just get right into it, because I really don't want to go into it too much, as we see both Entei and Donphan starting off against Slaking and Alakazam. Slaking goes for the Protect, which I thought was very interesting, but it turned out to be a skill swap, which does suck a lot, because it doesn't work, obviously. Sacred Fire brings the Alakazam down to a slash, as Stealth Rocks comes out, which is very interesting to see. Entei goes for the Protect, as Slaking and Alakazam switch their abilities. So then Alakazam goes down, Slaking goes for an Earthquake, and so does Horton the Donphan. Thundurus decides to come out, thinking they can take on the Thundurus with a Dark Pulse. Does get the crit, but cannot bring it out. But Earthquake does in fact take out the Donphan, which was standing at 5%. Nice play by Bayleys going for a Roar, as Entei did in fact lead the Earthquake. Fake out onto the Thundurus, and Stone Edge onto the Rotom does take out the Rotom, leaving the Entei at 2%, as Scizor does come out, goes for a Bullet Punch on the Weasel, which does not knock it out, as a Dark Pulse does in fact hit the Entei and knocks it out. High Jump Kick takes out the Scizor, which Jirachi comes out, and so does Roserade the very next turn. Dark Pulse onto the Weasel does take out the Mienshao, and Leech Seed on the Jirachi, which is very nice for the Roserade, as it does take an Iron Head decently well, not super nicely. Oricorio does come out, as does not eat a Thunderbolt at all from the Thundurus, as an Iron Head goes onto the Thundurus, living at about 34%, no leftovers or anything was shown. Scyther comes out, does in fact live a Thunderbolt, and goes for the Swords Dance, with the Leech Seed also hitting the Scyther, excuse me, it gives Roserade back up to 82% after living in Iron Head. Roserade then goes for a Protect, as a Quick Attack does in fact take out the Thundurus, putting it to a 2v1 scenario for the Jirachi at the end of this turn, with Roserade sitting at 100% after Black Sludge and, leftovers. Fire Punch is able to take out the Jirachi from the Slaking, which we see is Life Orbed, it looked like. But anyway, a 2-0 victory for the Glygars, getting them the first win of the season. Bayleys are still looking for their first. As we'll move on to the Beedrills taking on the Heracross, where the Beedrills decided to bring Gothitelle, Drampa, Mega Kangaskhan, Lapras, Pachirisu, and Flygon, while the Heracross decided to bring Volcarona, Mega Slowbro, Salamence, Alolan Raichu, Oricorio, Payu. I've always had difficulty saying that. I don't know how it's pronounced. And Gliscor, excuse me. I just pronounced it like a psychic Oricorio. But we'll get started right into this as we see Mega Kangaskhan and Pachirisu starting off against Volcarona and Alolan Raichu as Kangaskhan Mega Evolves and Justice goes for Protect to see what he wants to do as we see Raichu go for a nasty block turn 1 as a Heat Wave does do a pretty decent chunk to the Pachirisu as we see eject button on it. Titanium Z does in fact take out the Mega Kangaskhan in turn 2, which is great to see for the Heracross, as a Bug Buzz does hit the Gothitelle super effective, but Trick Room does come up, which allows Drampa to come out, as a Calm Mind also arises from the Drampa. Rock Slide from the Gothitelle, out of all things, is very interesting to see, does in fact hit the flinch, which allows Hyper Voice to take out the Raichu after Rock Slide from the Gothitelle, leaving Volcarona at 60% as well, leaving it at only 50%. Drampa does come out yet again, goes for a Protect from Gliscor, double Protect with Volcarona too, trying to waste Trick Room turns, as a Blizzard obviously not going to do anything, as we see another Calm Mind from the Drampa. Switches out into Mega Slowbro, thinking that he can take a hit pretty nicely. Ancient Power does in fact get the Volcarona, but no boosts at all. Oricorio also comes out. Mega Evolution from the Slowbro, as Tailwind also comes out from the Oricorio. Able to live a Blizzard, as Slowbro does miss. Focus Blast does get a critical hit on the Lapras, and the special attack drop, as Hyper Voice does in fact take out the Oricorio and does massive damage on the Slowbro. Salamence goes for Dragon Claw, not able to take it out, as we see the Citrus Berry also come out as well. Focus Blast is able to take out the Lapras. Hyper Voice does great damage to the Salamence and takes out the Slowbro. Drampa, follow me from the Pachirisu, so then the Drampa can easily live Earthquake, as the Berserk also makes it so that Gliscor only lives on 10%. Flygon comes out, goes for the knockoff, sees that it is in fact his Z user, as the Black Hole Eclipse does in fact take out the Gliscor, and a 2-0 victory for the Beedrills. And on to the last battle for now, where we have the Miami Magikarps and the Charlotte Wallbreakers. The Wallbreakers decided to bring Alolan Ninetales, Alolan Sandslash, Kyurem White, Hippowdon, Stakataka, and Mega Camerupt, while the Magikarps decided to bring Ferrothorn, Ambipom, Rotowash, Charizard, Minior, and Mega Pidgeot. Alolan Ninetales and Kyurem White, as he usually leads, with Ambipom and Charizard coming out as well. Ninetales decides to go for Protect, seeing what he wants to do with it, as Kyurem gets faked out by the Ambipom, as we see a Z Sunny Day from the Charizard. Great bring on Jake's part, as we also see Solar Power. Decides to switch out into Hippowdon, and sees that he didn't make it Sandstream. His Low Kick does in fact take out the Kyurem White. Stakataka now comes out, goes for a Protect, does not want to take a hit, as we see Solar Beam onto the Hippowdon, taking it out turn 3, as a Low Kick, obviously not going to do anything to the Stakataka. So Camerupt comes out, goes for a Mega Evolution, as we see another Solar Power, does 51 to the Camerupt, Low Kick, 94 to the Stakataka, as we see Eruption taking out the Ambipom, and leaving Charizard at 16% after Solar Power. Minior comes out after Stakataka goes for Trick Room. Gyro Ball takes out the Minior, and then Camerupt is then able to not take out the Charizard with Rock Slide, or else Stakataka would have lived that turn. And Camerupt lives on 11. Rock Slide takes out the Charizard this time and does pretty decent damage on the Rotom, as Will-O-Wisp onto the Sandslash, not going to do a thing, obviously, because the Protect. Pidgeot comes out for the first time, Mega Evolves, and goes for the Protect. As a Hidden Power, I want to say Grass comes out onto the Rotom, as Rotom takes out the Camerupt with Hydro Pump. Icicle Crash not doing a thing to the Pidgeot. Ninetales comes out, tries to get the Hail back up, which does allow a Will-O-Wisp to hit the Protect from the Sandslash, and Aurora Veil to come out from the Ninetales, as Hurricane does in fact hit the Ninetales pretty effectively, really, and does get the Confusion. Icicle Crash, Pidgeot in fact lives, and the Hurricane again onto the Ninetales, which he does get confused, as a Will-O-Wisp comes out onto the Sandslash, finally burning it, which is very unfortunate for the Wall Breakers. Pidgeot goes for Protect again, as and also does Ninetales. Icicle Crash onto the Pidgeot, as a Discharge comes out from the Rotom, protected by the Ninetales, and does do decent amount to the Sandslash, as I forgot to turn off this alarm. I do apologize about that, as Protect comes out from Sandslash, Hurricane onto the Sandslash, which is very interesting in my opinion. Goes for Freeze Dry, is in fact able to take out the Rotom, as Pidgeot goes down to Hail, leaving it a 2-on-1 with Ferrothorn. Goes for the ICMZ Sub-Zero Salamur, only does 19%, Freeze Dry does 23, which allows Ferrothorn to go for a Gyro Ball on the Ninetales, taking it out, and still some burn damage onto the Sandslash. Turn 13, we see Protect on there as a Leech Seed, obviously not going to do anything, but that honestly just helps Jake more with the burn damage, as his Sword Stance comes out from the Sandslash, as Leech Seed also hits the Sandslash, so now not only burn damage, but also Leech Seed damage as well. Protect onto the Ferrothorn, as we see both burn and Leech Seed yet again. Icicle Crash obviously not going to do anything from the Protect, while finally another Protect not going to do anything, but the Icicle Crash only does 22. So that gives Jake his his second win of the season, and we have one more battle to go. They have until Tuesday. If not, then there will be a forfeit. So if there's a forfeit, then you guys will be seeing the doc. If not, you guys will be seeing the last battle. Thank you guys for watching. Alright guys, we are here for the final battle of week number 3 in the PSBL, where we have Polly taking on the Rock Hands and the Rocky Mountain Lycanroc. Sorry, I had a huge brain fart. I was trying to think of everything. Now you're probably wondering what happened to the Philadelphia Starmies, and Chris unfortunately had to drop the league. He is going through some personal, not issues, I don't want to call it issues, but he's going through some personal events right now, and he had to drop a few leagues. He also dropped the PBA, couldn't battle him there. But luckily, thank you, Rocky, so much for doing this. He basically got the team last night and goes, "Yep, I got this team. I got it. We're good." Obviously, it doesn't sound like that. But anyway, he took this team and he's actually I think he's having fun with it. I'm pretty sure he's made a few changes after this battle, so we'll definitely see a new team next week. But anyway, the Lycanrocs decided to bring Mega Lucario, Mew, Togekiss, Tornadus, Zoroark, and Marowak Alola, while Polly decided to bring Delphox, Mandibuzz, Araquanid, Conkeldurr, Comfey, and Ditto. Yeah, I don't really know what to say, other than I'm pretty sure Conkeldurr could have a very, very good matchup against this team. Delphox is also very good. But anyway, let's get right into it, as we have Araquanid and Ditto leading off against Marowak and Mew. No transformation by Ditto, so that proves that I think the Marowak was in fact Zoroark. Mandibuzz does switch in, as we see Sticky Barbs on the Tornadus, and an Analyze switch Toxic into Mandibuzz, but unfortunately Prankster moves do not work on Mandibuzz, but luckily anyway, Mandibuzz goes for the Toxic on Mew, which comes back and hits the Mandibuzz, as we see Sticky Barbs yet again, which is very interesting. Light Screen on the Mew this time, as a Liquidation hits the Tornadus. It does get the defense drop, which again is still very interesting. Decides to switch out into Marowak this time. Does get the off Foul play as an ally switch again screws him over that time, and a critical hit on the Mew. Just a bad turn for the Lycanrocs right there. Togekiss does come out as a protect from Mandibuzz, and double protect as a Araquanid. My gosh, there's another ally switch. Switches Togekiss over to the left-hand side, looking at our position. Ditto comes out, does get the imposter this time as an Air Slash and a knockoff from the onto the Mandibuzz. As a Roost comes out on the Mandibuzz this time, but the toxic damage is doing its job. As Iron Barbs is sitting at 14%, as you see a Air Slash and a knockoff on the Araquanid. Bringing it down to 30%, as now Togekiss is poison as well. Tornadus is sitting at 2%. Ditto comes out as Araquanid decides to protect, and Air Slash onto the Araquanid. Tornadus goes for a U-turn on Tornadus. Lucario comes out as toxic damage is doing the thing against Togekiss. Air Slash is able to take her out through Araquanid. As a U-turn shows that it is a Zoroark, and switches out into Mandibuzz on the Black Hole Eclipse, taking out the Mandibuzz for the first time this season. Ditto comes out again with Delphox this time, as we see Togekiss switching out into Tornadus, sacking it off, getting rid of the Tornadus, as well as Heat Wave, getting rid of the Zoroark. Togekiss comes out now, and so does Lucario, the last two mons that they have. Mega evolves and goes for the extreme speed on the Delphox, not able to take it out, as Air Slash is able to take out the Ditto. Heat Wave just annihilates the Lucario, bringing the Togekiss down to 7%. Comfy with the Draining Kiss takes out the Togekiss, and we have Polly winning 3-0 over the Lycanrocs. And we have the updated stats standings right here, with the Bayleafs and Wild Meowth on the blue division. Still just 0-3. Wild Meowth are starting next week, their debut against the Bayleafs. So one of them will be 1-3 next week. Other will be 1-4. Glygars and the Lycanrocs are both 1-2, separated by 3 differential points. Polly and Magikarps are separated by just 1 differential point, which one of them is in the top 4. Kartanas are also 2-1, but have the best differential still in the league, with the Goodras and the Registeelers both 3-0. Over in the red division, we have the Tentacools, Heracross, and Rapidashes, separated by just 3 differential points, 0-3, 0-3, 0-3, while the only 1-2 team in the red division is the Wall Breakers. Magnemitons, Tauros, and Beedrills, separated by just 4 differential points. All of them are 2-1. In the Bouffalants and Infernape are both 3-0 and +9, making them tied for first place. Let's go over to the Mons of the Week. We're number 3. Really? It was just working a second ago. Oh, I thought I was being so clever hiding them all from you guys. But no, I gotta refresh the page, have them come back, and now you're gonna see the top 2 as well. Ugh, I hate Google sometimes. Sometimes, and it's not even gonna work right now. Nah, it's working right now. We're good. We're golden, Pony Boy. We are golden, if it even wants to load. Did I just click on it? No, it says it's working. Okay, there we go. Ooh, sweet, I can still hide it from you guys. Okay, cool. Number 3, we have Kingdra getting, oh, damn it, getting that nice 3-0 on his opponent. I forgot what it is right now. I don't really care. Next up is Jellicent hitting that 4-1 from the Goodras. And number 1, you have your Celesteela from your boys down in Buffalo. 4-0. Anyway, we're going to go over to the Pick'em standings right now. Only looking up in the top 10 wins or above, where you have Gecko bottoming out at 10th place. Polly is at 12-13. Omega's at 15-9. Twenta and Pearl are both at 16. Just one more loss for Pearl. Lucy's at 17. Kid Icarus is at 19. Hoobie's at 20. Mike at 21. And again, Buffalo is just red hot this year. 22. We're going to go over to the league leaders, where we're going to start off defensively. And I was over here. I don't know what's going on. with this. Anyway, number 10 and number 9 are actually tied, separated by differential. Actually, excuse me, Dusk Noir did in fact die one time, so that is the same amount of points for both of them. 4.83 differential number. Here, White has a 5, with Clefable at just over 5. Since there's no other number, I'm just saying this is like a 5.00000001, something like that. Steelix is also the same way, at just over 6. Tapu Koko is at 6.3. Hitmontop and Jellicent are both at 8.17. That is just crazy. Look at this. Mandy, calm down. Calm down, girl. Jeez. 3 in the top 6. That's crazy. Celesteela, I said Cresselia. Celesteela is at 9.08, and we have Ferrothorn at 11.5. Good job for Ferrothorn. Anyway, we'll go over to the offensive league where we have both Thunderesses. I actually found this kind of funny at 5 and 3 from the Glygars and the Goodras. Next up, we have Tapu Fini 5 and 2 from the Infernapes. 5 and 1 is Superior from the Beedrills. 6 and 2 is Tapu Bulu from the Registealers. We have Tapu Koko, Mega Alakazam, and Mandibuzz, all 6 and 1 from the Magnemitans, Kartanas, and Polly. Number 2 is 7 and 1 Heatran from the Infernapes, and number 1 is Celesteela again. 9 and 2 from the Bouffalons, looking good in the neighborhood. Anyway, we'll go to the schedule now for week number 4, as I'll pull up what I have on the Pick'em standings, so I can read off the who I got. For the Kartanas and Goodras, I have the Kartanas winning that one. Wild Meowths taking on the Bayleafs. I honestly don't really know. I haven't really been too impressed by Trap so far this season. He still needs to prove myself, and I have heard some good things about Tempest through the grapevine, and I do believe that the Wild Meowths are going to get their first win on the season. I'm not entirely sure. That one is the most back and forth one I've been to, but I figured I should probably go with the Wild Meowths. Registealers and Lycanrocs. I'm going with the Registealers on that one. Glygars versus the Magikarps. I am going with the Glygars picking up their second win. Polly versus the Bouffalons. You know you gotta go with myself. I gotta go with the Bouffalons picking up the win on that one. Magnemitans and the Heracross. Come on, Cody, you can win it. Although I did vote against the Magnemitans. I'm sorry, dude. I really want to vote for you, but I want to get the first round pick next season. I really do. Beedrills versus the Tauros. I gotta support my Sierra. I really think that she has a good team. I helped her build it, and we're pretty confident in it. So I'm going with the Tauros on this one. Tentacles versus Rapidash. I think this is the first win for the Tentacles. I really do. And then finally, Infernapes versus the Wall Breakers. This is my lock pick. I am confident that the Infernapes are going to be able to pull out the win and go 4-0. But anyway, that will do it for me. Thank you guys so much for watching. Huge thank you to both Tempest and the Lycanrocs, and Rocky, excuse me, for coming in and this week and just coming through for the teams that did forfeit this week. Well, forfeit's not the right word. Drop the league is probably what I should be saying. Good luck to all the coaches for week 4. Battles will be due actually on Monday, because Hoobie's going on vacation, won't be back until Monday. So next Monday, the drum roll, as I am loading it up because I do not have it in front of me, Monday the 9th. So that is when the battles will be due. Thank you guys so much for watching this, and have a good one.